Morning. I think it's morning. Yeah, probably is morning. Right. I've had a lovely week off in the wobble box. We used the jag to tow it, and it done a fantastic job. So yeah, all good there. All good with the jag. Right then, welcome back everybody, and good to see you all again. Hope everybody is well. Right, what we're doing today? Well, no work on the wedges. You're gonna have to excuse me, I'm a little bit worse for wear this morning. I stepped in on bass to play a gig with a fantastic local Burton band called Murder of Crows. If you're into your punk heavy rock music, really do suggest you give these guys a look up, because they're absolutely fantastic. They're a buzzing band. They're absolutely fantastic, and they're a real nice bunch of lads, and they've got a huge following. So it was an absolute pleasure for me to step in and play bass for them, because their bass player is off with COVID at the moment, and he was supposed to have an operation, so all that's been cancelled. So you know, James, wish you all the best, mate. I hope you get well soon. But on my part, it was an absolute pleasure to do this gig, although very nerve-wracking because I only had a week to learn their set. So it was good fun nonetheless. It was absolutely brilliant, really brilliant. But we didn't get home till very, very, very early this morning. So yeah, I'm a little bit worse for it. But I have got some work to do, and I don't really want to because it's damn hot, but I don't want this heap on my drive any longer than is needed. And there it is. Right, let's have a walk around it. No, not that heap. That one's fine. That needs some work later, but we'll discuss that on another video. Right, we've got Ricky's Red Peril here on the drive. That needs a bit of welding, as you've probably seen in previous videos about this car. So it's basically only welding to the sills. Ricky has provided me with a replacement sill that he says I can cut up and use and chop and weld it in as required. Now he's told me not to go mad on it, but if I'm going to do a job like this, and I know these, I'm going to do it properly. I know it's covered by these sill trims here, but I think if you're going to do a job, don't fudge it. Let's just do it properly. So it'll probably get the same treatment as Mrs. Wynn did on her welding. So yeah, I've got this week off, so I've got all the time in the world, I suppose, to do it. But I think the quicker I get it done, just the better it is. It's going to be for me in the long run. So we're not going to hang about. So without further ado, I'm going to remove that sill trim there and start banging away at it and see what we've got to play with. Train, Ricky, for you. I know you like your trains, blooming things. Right then, let's crack on. So first things first, I've removed these dodgy looking B&Q screws from the plastic wheel arch liner there. Now there's a couple of screws, if you can pick this up on camera, that go in these holes here. Most of them are missing, but there's a couple at the back, so I need to just remove those, and then we can gently unclip the sill cover and we'll have a look and see what we've got to play with. So that's the trim, the sill trim cover removed to expose, right, one hole here at the back here, which obviously this part of the sill is for the underside, this replacement sill, and the other hole is down the front here, which as you can see is very crusty. So all this will need to be cut out Now, which is going to be a nightmare when I start, because this down the front here on the floor has had her repair also. And that is supposed to be the jacking point, and there's just none of it left at all. Right, so I can cut out obviously a part of this repair panel here to go and cover this hole up here. I don't need to go too far back. I think around about here will be plenty. We'll have plenty of nice solid metal to weld to here. At the front here, yeah. Now, basically my next problem is I'm going to have to do a lot more fettling around than I want to, because I've noticed there's a hole in, no, there's not a hole in the wing there, but there's a hole, you know, it's very crusty there where the wing bolts to. I'm pretty sure Ricky's going to want me to leave that alone, but I think I am going to have to just give it a knock or two just to make sure that it is solid enough, because I need to actually weld up to here as well. So okay, it is what it is. Now the next problem I've got is that this replacement sill is obviously not the genuine article. It's basically a repair panel or a cover sill. I'm not sure what it actually is, but the profile on it is shockingly crap, if I'm honest, and is nothing like what I need it to be. And basically, even if I was to cut out the whole sill, the profile is just nothing like what it should be. So it's going to be great fun, that's for sure. But here we go. Let's get grinder out, I think, and I think I'm just going to start cutting away at this and finding out exactly what we've got to play with. So bear with. And this brings back some memories. Okay, right. So we have got her on an axle stand and a brick. Yeah, basically, yeah, this part of the jacking point is not there, and also looking underneath the car to the other side, there's no jacking point there either. I am not sure if a repair has been done here, or whether it's just had some really thick underseal painted on it, basically just to protect it. I don't know, but this stuff is, it's like concrete. It's not like your normal underseal where you can quite happily peel it off. It's really it's solid. There's no elasticity. No, that ain't the word, is it? It's not really rubbery. That's better. It is like concrete. So, but I do want to get this stuff off, because I don't know what's underneath it, and I am going to need to weld up to here anyway. So if the metal's crap under here, then I really do have to cut right back into this floor section, which I really was hoping I didn't have to do, but needs must. I have got plenty of metal in stock, so I'm sure I can make something work. Yeah, and there is a nice big hole, so I am going to cut it back round to about here, because this is nice and solid there. So cut back to here. I'm going to cut that out there, because again, this is pretty solid here as well. So I'm going to go up to about here, and hopefully nothing is too far gone here to weld to, so it could be a nice easy job, or it could be a real crap one. So let's get the grind out and start chopping, see what we got left. So we have a bigger hole. Yeah, looking at the surrounding metal now, I just need to clean up this edge along here, because I'll weld to the underside there along this lip, basically just on the inside, just to keep it nice and tidy. Now hopefully that is still some of the outer sill on there, but hopefully I can get that off and it will be nice clean metal under there. So that's all good there. We have now got good metal. We're down to good metal here. That just wants cleaning up in order for me to weld onto it, and the same at the back here. That's really nice, good thick metal. Now I know Ricky wanted me to pay a little bit of attention to this repair, which I did mention earlier, that the whatever was on it was like concrete. Now basically it is under seal, but obviously it's very dry, so in order to get off most of it, I've had to get the blowtorch on it. Hopefully I haven't set fire to the carpet. I haven't looked yet. No, I have. Everything's fine. Right, but basically a previous repair has been done here, and from what I can see so far, it's not a bad repair. I would be quite happily leaving it in place, I think, and just tidying it up. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the rest of this under seal off and get the wire brush on it, or a wire wheel, and clean all that up, because basically it was a good repair, let down by the undersill that was put on with a trowel, I think, and it just basically made an half decent repair look absolutely terrible. Now I kind of get where Ricky's coming from. You know, he doesn't want me to spend a lot of time on it tidying it up, but I just can't leave that like that. Just no, that's just not me. So yeah, I'm going to get all this off, and I'm going to clean it up, and I'll probably may as well, just once I've got the under seal out, I may as well do the rest of the floor, and like I do it with me, you know, the way I normally do it is brush it on to make sure you can get it all on there, and then use a roller then to smooth it out, so it will give it that stippled effect, and it won't look quite as bad as what that does. I mean, it'll actually really make it look really tidy. Obviously where I've got the axle stand there, focus, you can see there there's a lot of the original stone chip stroke under seal that's already flaked off. So I think before I actually finish, you know, when I actually finish the job, I think I'm gonna I'll leave this plastic trim in place because it's covering all the pipes, but I am gonna give this a coat of under seal as well, because I think it will be a shame to do all these repairs and leave things like that are exposed to the elements. So I will pay some attention to that, and it's the same over there on the other side as well. That'll need some attention, obviously. But you know, I've got the car. While I've got it, I'm gonna do everything, you know, to sort of at least make it look pretty, and you know, get it through some more MOTs hopefully, and we can keep this old baby on the road for many years to come. So that's where we're at the moment. So I'm going to continue cleaning this up, and I'll be back in a short while. So all in all, not too bad so far. The remnants of this jacking point I am going to cut off and grind it nice and flush out the way, because it's pointless that little bit of rust being there, to be fair. Yes, you could put a jack on there, but I wouldn't like to. But what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to make a new jacking point for there and the other side as well. The previous repair that's been done isn't too bad. It's a little bit pigeon crappy, but fair enough, it's been done upside down, so not too bad. Excuse me. Right, so we have got some good metal to weld onto. Just need to finish cleaning off this edge here and getting rid of this old bit of the outer sill there. So I'm going to have to get me grinding wheel on that rather than the wire brush, because it's just not fetching it off, because it is actually quite solid. So all in all, not bad. We have got something to work with. And it's, you know, it's not terminal, but I think looking along the rest of this sill, as you can see here and here, it's all starting to bubble here as well. But feeling inside the sill, there's no cavity wax in there at all. So obviously any water or moisture gets in there and it will start to attack it, as you can see up inside here. You know, this is solid, but it is surface rust, and it is starting to eat away. So depending on how long Ricky wants to keep this car, I would suggest that we do get some cavity wax in there, certainly before the winter. So I think what I'm going to do when I do finish this side off with the underseal, like I said I was going to do here, I'm going to basically linish all this off, clean it up, and I think I'm basically, rather than have this red, it's going to be black with nice tidy underseal, I think, because I think it deserves to be protected. But as you can see, there is a lot of flakiness going on inside. Definitely savable, and luckily it's all still nice and solid, so I don't think this car's going to be a money pit in the way of, you know, welding repairs. I think once these have all been sorted out, it should last for a good few years to come. So I'm going to continue to linish all this up. I'll cut off this, and then I'll trim the repair section to the length that I need, and I think we shall get it welded in pretty soon. Hopefully today, with a bit of luck. Okay, so rather than put small pieces in, I thought the best thing to do with this part of the sill was to chop the whole lot out and put the complete repair section in. So as you can see here, I'm going to do a butt joint here for that bit. Under here has been kinked with me special panel crimper there, so that will tuck in nicely. Obviously it's still got to be it's a badly shaped pressing, to be fair, so I'm going to have to work with what I've got. So there's going to be a little bit more fettling around than with the panel, but so be it, it's no big deal. So I'm going to need to get the rest of this linished off at the top here, get some of this red paint off, so I've got the weld too. Then what I'll do is a seam weld along here. Hopefully it won't stand out too much, but again the covers will be on there anyway, but obviously I'm going to want it as tidy as possible. So the front of what was left of the sill there, I've actually cut out right to the front there. So I've left a little bit here so I can tuck up underneath here and make it a complete nice new section. Obviously still a bit of fettling around because of where the jacking point was here. It is a little bit lumpy because of like the previous repairs that have been done, so I am gonna, like I say, this panel's gonna have to be fettled a little bit, but not too much. I mean, just with the jack there holding it in place, it seems to be fitting pretty well, which I'm quite happy about. So it's just a case of getting it to sit nice, and basically just tack weld it as I go along, bend and shape as we go. But yeah, it's coming on to a good repair. But I'm not going to do any welding today because basically it's too damn hot. But at least that panel now is ready to be, you know, dressed up, tacked into place, and, you know, welded, undersealed, the lot. So I'm leaving that alone for the time being now. There's not really much I need to do there other than just flatten the underside off now, linish the paint, and we're good to go. So I'm going to have a look at what we've got here. Again, I may just have to cut out what's there, especially on the underside. Although it feels solid, the problem is the minute you try and grind it away, a lot of it does just flake away, and you find you've got nothing left to weld onto. So obviously I'll have to linish all this paint off here, see what we've got underneath there, and see what I can and can't use. So bear with me, and we'll be back in a tick. So my suspicions were confirmed as I went along here with the basically the wire brush. It basically just opened up, and it was opened up here as well, which, you know, behind the paint looked out, you know, with the paint on it looked okay, but no, it's completely opened up. So it doesn't make any difference to me really. Rather than it being a small plate, it's just now going to be a bit longer, but that's a good part of the sill to weld to there, so I can do a seam weld down here. I will lip it in anyway, so it'll be L-shaped, and it'll have to be shaped into that part of the wheel arch there where it goes in, but that's not going to be too much of an hassle. So we can just do a normal straight weld across there and down. Obviously this bad metal there, I am just going to quickly cut out the way. Basically it's pointless being there if it's no good. But yeah, as suspected, it looked better under the paint. Looked better painted than when I start taking the paint off. But there we go. More work to do, ladies. So that's the rest of that crappy metal cut out there, back to good solid metal. I've pre-crimped this bit so that is sunk in a little bit, so when I put my repair section on, hey presto, look at that, here's one I made earlier, that there will sit flush. And obviously this run of weld here along the top here is going to tuck nicely underneath there, although it'll probably sit a little bit more flush once it's in. But once I get some heat into this repair section, I'll be able to get that right in there and then get that welded on. And I've left me a little bit over there so I can clean this up and tuck it round. This wheel arch is a bit crusty, so I might have to probably do some seam sealer here, because I don't think I've got anything to weld to, or basically I don't want to weld to anything, because I'm gonna have, if I put the grinder on that, basically I'll be cutting out this panel, and I don't think Ricky wants me to go that far, so I will just dab on a little bit of paintable seam sealer. I'll clean it up best as I can, tuck it round and tack weld it on, so at least it'll be sealed and no water will get in there. However, we can see in there that it is red rusty, so again Ricky, I do suggest we get some cavity wax in there, mate, and we need to slow down the process that's already started. You know, if we can keep this dry in there, brilliant, but if I think it wants some cavity wax in there to stop any further rustiment going on. So right, that's as far as I'm at so far. In fact, while it's not too hot, things are cooling down a little bit here now. I think I might just weld that in, I think. Shall I, shan't I? Who knows? Stay tuned. And I just couldn't help myself. Yeah, basically trimmed up the metal what I needed to, and just tacked it into place and just got carried away, so it doesn't look pretty at the moment. There's still a lot of grinding work to do, and obviously finish off and tidy up inside the door there. but it's tacked in place. So yeah, we're good to go with that. And then while I was at it, I thought, right, let's weld that panel in at the front as well that I made earlier. Bit of a nightmare with this one to get it to fit, to be fair. I ended up cutting out more than I wanted to because the welding was a bit... I've got nothing to really weld on because the panel underneath was more rotten than I thought. But where the previous repairs was, there's still plenty of metal there for me to go to. So at the moment it's just tacked in place. I've not done the back end yet. I just wanted to get this front end tacked in, so I can clean it all up later on and you know, sort of yeah. I'm just tired now. I'm hot, I'm tired. So I think while I'm at it, I might as well get it supported on the back side there underneath, and get that tacked up into place as well. I've left it, like I say, a little bit long here, so I can trim that part in there and get it tucked up and get it welded into the, you know, the wheel arch there, so at least it will seal it all off. And any other holes like this which I can't get to, I can get to them with like paintable brush sealer, yeah, paintable seam sealer, just to stop any more water getting in there. I mean, I don't think it can be helped really on a car like this because you've got all these holes in the sills anyway. So but if I can get most of it sealed up, stop any more water getting in, that will be a saviour for this bit. But yeah, this front end, we were worried about this front end anyway. Ricky did text me and say, you know, oh, what's that front end like? Luckily it's not too bad, but like I say, I had to cut out more than I wanted to. But doing a small panel or a long panel, it's no real difference, if I'm honest. So yeah, I think I'm going to continue, just get this tacked up, and then tomorrow I can start tidying it all up properly, making it look pretty. And I think, you know, hopefully tomorrow or the next video, the way it goes, I'm not sure how Ricky's going to put this one on. It might be a two-parter, it might be a one-part half-hour special, who knows. So stay tuned. So that's me done for today. I've had a good few hours on the Rover there. The front part of that repair section is now tacked up and welded into place. So tomorrow, what day is it tomorrow? Monday, yeah, tomorrow. Right, I think it'll be a case of tidying up my welds and putting right any mistakes that are there and just finishing off all the metal work for this particular side, and then I'm going to get straight to work and paint everything up, get it protected, get the seal cover back on, get it under sealed. So that'll be the passenger side, hopefully finished tomorrow. Sorry, I'm a bit shaky, I'm absolutely knackered now. And then hopefully then I can have the car turned round so I can get to work on the driver's side, hopefully tomorrow. If not, we'll just see how it goes. So like I say, I'm not sure how Ricky's going to put these out, whether it's going to be 20-minute, half-hour, 2-hour special. I really don't know. He might do it in 2 separate videos. So so for me, I'm wrapping it up for today, and send all my stuff over to Ricky now, and then he can edit it, do what he likes with it, as he normally does. So yeah, I've had a good day on the Rover. I've really enjoyed today. Everything's gone well, nothing has gone wrong, which, you know, when you're knackered and not really wanting to do it in this heat as it has been today, it's been about 27 today, and I hate the heat, and you know, when you have to wear overalls, and otherwise I wouldn't have bothered. But you know, I did promise Ricky I'll get this done on my week off, so and that's what I'm doing. So that's all from me today. I'm gonna tidy up, go and have a shower and chill out for the evening. So right, see you all again soon for part 2. Right, have fun people, see you later, stay tuned, bye.